And now we're back with the part 2 of this section, and we have got court number 5 with us now. Introduce yourselves, tell us what you did on film, and a little bit how you came to it.
So I'm director, producer and writer, Mickey Cornwell. These are my daughters, twin daughters, Maggie and Ray, who obviously you see that they're doing it. Yeah, far away.
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to thank you because there is a line of dialogue in your show, and I won't say it yet because we're trying to keep it
go on, everyone wants to do it.
There's a line of dialogue in your show that just smashes, and every time I watch it I'm like, oh man, it's Jamie Winston says it, I think you'll know which one it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into this a little bit. So I'm a father myself, I've got 3 little girls, and when you hear about these stories, you rarely ever see the child's perspective. It's usually about the bickering parents, and of course you have that in there, but for the most part we're dealing with the daughters. Why was that important for you? Did you really want to put that forward to show that perspective?
Yeah, it's basically exactly what you said, it's the child never gets listened to.
Yeah.
And people don't realise children can actually choose from age 11 which side of the they want to go.
Yeah.
So when a lot of people see this film and say, well, it's totally unrealistic, it's like, it's not actually. It's exactly how it is.
You nailed it with the story, the dialogue and everything like that, and for you girls getting shouted at and getting spoken to the way you were, how was that for you girls filming that?
It wasn't that bad because on screen, like when everyone was filming, it was kind of like, because like how everyone was off camera, they were all so lovely,
Yeah.
so it didn't even feel like they were being horrible to us, how nice everyone was.
Yeah.
And where did it come from? Obviously it's an important thing you wanted to tell, but where did this story come from? Was it something personally you'd seen or heard? Or?
No, not at all. I started writing. I was at film school, and this was my final project. I wanted to do something big, so yeah, I wrote it myself. Took bits of people's stories as we do in this industry. You have to look from here and there. But yeah, nothing personal to me myself, but other people, yes.
And two amazing powerhouse performances in there with Mark Bannerman and Jamie Winston. How did you get them on board?
Both very friends of mine.
Oh, well, it's easy then. Was there ever like a moment where you're on set, because these are 2 actors that can really fire at each other, and they are firing at each other, but was there ever one where you had to step in and be like, you know what, just dial it back a touch or anything?
No, not at all. If anything, I probably would have pushed them to go even more. But again, like other people have said today, this is right in the middle of lockdown,
Yeah.
COVID testing everyone when they come on set, so it was a really strange time to be doing anything like this.
And this is your second movie that you've made?
Second, yeah. The other big problem I had was, that wasn't actually my location. We lost our location 2 days before we started filming, which was a completely different film. It was really cinematic, stained glass windows, wooden floors, wooden benches. It was going to be a totally different film, and that is all we could get in such a short amount of time. So
I think that kind of helps it.
it's the difference either being something cinematic or something realistic. Which I think this is more realistic. It's more sterile and.
Absolutely, it helps the story that you're trying to show, and it shows like the grimness of it, you know. So it's pretty cool. Like, that happened.
Yeah. Everything happens for a reason, as they say.
Exactly. So we're going to open up for some questions just now. Do we have any on straight off the bat?
Yes, hang on. You've also got Harry Benson in there, and you mentioned how you managed to get those names. Do you think that if you didn't use established names who are very seasoned, very experienced, that it would have been different? And I have to say to you are amazing. It's so hard when you've got to come on in to just keep underplaying it, and the tension between the 2 of you and the relationship. I just think you did it so beautifully, especially the one playing, I don't know which one it was playing, the torture of that, you know, it was just completely believable. I think you did an amazing job to keep it real.
Thank
So well
you.
done, girls. Named actors against unestablished actors, which we tend to see in festivals.
I'd say, literally, it's only because I know them. I don't know a lot of actors personally. It's not my industry. I've only just come into it in the last couple of years. Other industries I've worked in, I know a lot of people. So it was literally a case of picking up the phone and saying, do you want to be in this? And I was very happy to.
Did you pay them?
I'm not going to talk about money yet.
Could you see yourself expanding on this story though and making and
A
finding
lot.
out how the marriage or whatever?
A lot of people have said this to us, especially people who are going through it. That's what I've had. Cause I've done a big screening last year, with another big project that I've done, and afterwards, yeah, everyone was just on the base about it. So.
It would be. It's extremely relatable. So it's. Do we have any more?
I had a question actually for Maggie.
Oh.
So you are, I mean, you mentioned you've just gone to film school. You are, you know, you're not an 18-year-old. Why did you decide to? No offence, you're a lot bigger than me. What was behind your decision to change career paths?
Based on my daughters, so they're both at stage school, and I guess I work in football, boxing, and it's all about who you know. So I saw it as the same thing. So we made a TV advert, was what we was doing for West Ham United, and
Right.
it developed from an advert into a short film which won 35 awards worldwide, which I was really proud of. And then by making that film, I enjoyed the process so much. Could also tell that there was a lot of mistakes made, but I didn't have the confidence to turn and say, I don't think that's right. So yeah, that's why I took myself to film school, done a course, and yeah, learned trade a little bit better.
Was there a hand up at the back? Oh, hang on.
So what do you think, for all three of you, what was the most interesting thing you learned about this filmatic experience?
For me personally, because it was in lockdown, because, as I said, I lost my location, I felt like I rushed it. But even now, I feel like I could have done so much better still. Yeah, so it's more being able to take a step back and relaxing a little bit and not trying to rush into something. I should have probably took a couple more extra days to fine tune it a little bit more. But yeah, for me personally.
What was the question again?
I mean, what did you learn during sort of making this filmatic experience?
Alright. Well, obviously, because at stage school, we don't really cover a lot of harsh topics. You know what I mean? So while filming this film, we both got to dig deeper into what kind of characters we'd play. So obviously Bella, who I play, she's kind of emotional. So it was a new character to kind of explore.
Yeah, and I feel like with Anna, it was the opposite of Bella. So we could kind of bounce off each other, but not really. We had to do that on our own, that kind of. So I thought that was quite interesting to do.
Yeah.
And what was it like working for your dad?
I hadn't done it before.
It's great. Because obviously, he can't be horrible to us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's fine.
I've had to pay them.
Yeah.
So do we have anything else?
So I have a question. So, I think I want to direct this to all three of you, but this is kind of my story. I grew up abroad and I had the decision of do I stay abroad with one parent or do I go home with the other? And I know you've left it without a reason, without a decision for a reason, but I'm wondering, do you think she would have made a decision? And if so, if you'd like to disclose which one you think she would have made? Or at least you hope that she would have made a decision to say one or the other?
It's a good question. It's also what everyone asked me, what way do you think it would have gone? And I can't try, I like to leave people, I think people should just decide yourself.
But at least do you have a favourite parent out of the two of them? You don't have to disclose which one, but you
Like,
wish you made a certain decision.
Jamie,
I think we're going to But yeah, thank you so much for coming down. Thank you for bringing the film to the festival. Everybody loved it, and it's got a good reception today. It's just a nice cheery group of movies we had. But thanks for coming down.
No worries,
Thank you.